And not one of the greatest recordings in the world, but what an astonishing performance. Ravel Zagan, played on the flute by a gentleman called Denis Burakov, and that was a last-minute inclusion into the missions because I just went inside a few minutes back, and Kate was listening to this, and she was waxing lyrical about the performance.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Good afternoon. So I thought I'd just sort of jump on it because it's a piece that's close to my heart. We've had numerous interpretations of Ravel Zagan, a work originally written for violin, and it sounds so different on the flute.
Extremely spirited, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much so. And yeah, great colour there, despite the fact it was amateur recording. But anyhow, that was a spontaneous addition, and it was a piece that sort of has a presence on these missions. So I thought I'd follow on. Anyhow, greetings to you, Frank.
Performer?
Yeah, a gentleman called Denis Burakov, and yeah, some bigwig flautist who's in Europe, but just a live concert from a few years back. Hello there, Frank, OP. How are you?
Very well, Stephen. Good afternoon, evening, Frank.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, good to have you on board, and we're sort of back into the zone, and
vk3sl.
yeah, and vk3sl test missions on 160 and back on UHF, and I think everything's switched in. I've got to remember after the coffee break session to make sure everything's switched back in properly.
Yeah, I heard you talking to Gus.
Yeah, I had a bit of a chin wag with Gus this morning. Yeah, it was good to catch up with him.
I know.
Yeah, he's always got a good tale to tell, great raconteur. So hello.
He's got a lot of stories, isn't he?
Oh, he's wonderful. Yeah, Mr. Gus. So greetings to you, Gus, if you're listening.
Yes, indeed. From
Yeah.
3JR.
Indeed. So, well, there's been a few sort of small developments. Henry was up all night last night on some special vigil for music making all night for, I think it was a fundraising, or it had some extra purpose. But he did the entire shift, and they had to keep making music all night, a group of them. So they just kept going and either composing or being active, and is doing music all night. And
Online, did they?
yeah, it was all done online, and
Like a musical marathon or something.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was sort of like a marathon of sorts. It's one of the groups he's in, and they were just trying to. I think it's a fundraising thing. They do it every year, but they had to do it remotely this year. But at 5 a.m. he was getting a little bit bored, so he actually composed a little tune, and I had to twist his arm to give it to me because it's very much just a sort of homebrew thing. But he did it from the ground up, and it took him about an hour, he said. But yeah, just a bit of fun. So I thought I'd just share this with you. And so this is Mr. Henry's 5 a.m. beat, he's called it. So let's have a listen. Have it. A sample. Yeah, just a bit of fun. And yeah, using real voice samples and various tricks with, I think he used Pro Tools, or might have been Ableton Pro, one of those programs. But just something to pass away the hours. So,
Yeah, he had a keyboard, obviously.
yeah, he's got a little mini keyboard, and he uses that to sort of put in the samples, and then he has to quantize them and regulate them, reshape them, and Yeah, I've watched him do it. It's quite a process. It's it's not sort of just using generic loops. It's all sort of derived from the ground up, and some.
I can't see that would not be a lot of work.
Yeah, it takes time, and he's sort of getting a bit more comfortable doing that. He's been writing quite a bit of that type of music for his gaming friends and stuff as well, so it sort of fits the bill. I'm sure it'll have a broader purpose and time. But it follows on quite nicely from our synth explorations last night. We were listening to early Moog recordings from the 60s last night, and I have to say it was quite a journey, wasn't it, Frank?
Certainly was. It really stimulated me again to. I'd love to keep. I'm having all these hold-ups with my home setup.
Yes.
I came upon a thing today. I mean, I've known about them for a long time, but I'm very tempted to get one to play with, to sort of, I don't know, just to keep me going until I can do the proper thing.
Yeah.
And that is, and Frank will know all about these, a looper pedal.
Okay. Sure. It's a great way to work.
Yeah, they're quite a few guitarists use them, and I guess others, to drop in something and then keep playing over the top.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, I guess, a bit rough and ready, but I could do easily do some basic multi-tracking.
Yeah.
And just have and feed one of my synths into it.
Mm.
Just as something to play with.
Well, it keeps you sort of spontaneous because you have to do things on the fly because you're working in real time, aren't you?
Exactly. Well, you can choose to not, but you can work in real time.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for having that experience.
I think today too, there's some newer devices, obviously with greater memory too. Perhaps Loop Station or something. There's a few that you might find too that you've got some options in terms of having, like instead of quite short loops, just something longer, so you can drop in a longer line if you want to. So they've improved a lot in the last sort of decade or so.
Yeah, I was having a look at them today. There's any number of them, and some of the Roland ones, the Boss ones, they've got hours of memory.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, to have that backup means it gives you a lot of creative control. But there's some remarkable build-ups using loops, and you can just create. Yeah, and the idea, I think, is to keep each layer as simple as possible, so that they sort of, you sort of build the complexity on the fly.
Well, you can. It gives you a lot of scope. I can to do things relatively easily.
Yeah, you could do something on a pentatonic scale. I was reflecting on your comments last night on the pentatonic scale, and F sharp being the first note. It gives you the real. It's a very workable little tone set to work with, and on a keyboard, and then the black notes are easy to find, and
That's right.
And you can go to town. You can do all sorts of things.
The other thing about the pentatonic, we were saying that it has a Chinese flavour if you just play it up the scale. It's also the basic scale, the basic form for a boogie thing.
Yes, sure. No, I can understand. It is. Yeah, no, it underpins just about everything that's happened since about 1100 in music. Really, it's astonishing how it permeates. Yeah,
in the DNA, as you said.
I think so. I think it's in our DNA, the pentatonic scale, and I think
it's too much of a coincidence that it's in so many genres and from so many parts of the world.
That's true. That's very true. Yay! All right. Well, I'm sort of nestling in here, and I'm sort of itchy because I haven't played my 20s hit yet. So
before you start,
I've got to start with the 20. Yeah, go on. Yeah, please.
Sorry. How's Kate going with her own flute playing?
Oh, she's been practicing a lot, and a lot today as well. And she's just sort of doing it in a measured approach because she's been experiencing a little bit of fatigue. But she's very keen to put something together to share on this non-network.
I know. We're very keen to
yeah, look, it provides an opportunity. It's just a platform, really. And so she's keen, and I'll do something during the week as well, and we'll just meander on as we do. Oh, here's Kate now, just wanting to tell me something. I'll just quickly put a record on, and then I'll come back in a memento. Let's have a listen to a 20s hit. I can't even remember what it is, but I'm sure it'll be okay.
whatever you do, I want you to know that I love you. Whoever you miss and whoever you kiss, I'll always say this, I love you. You're all I want, all I care for, it seems. You're all I see every night in my dreams. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I want you to know that I love you.
Well, that's a pretty out there 20s record. I'm going to just check and see who that is. That had all of the archetypal phrasing from that time. Nat Shilkret and the Victor Orchestra with Lewis James, 19 EA 197 HMV. Now that dates it to about 1926, early 27. And there we have it. That's a track called Wherever You Go, Whatever You Do. And I'm feeling like I've got, I'm on an even keel now. I need my little 20s injection to kickstart the program. So, what next? There's a box of records behind me, more from the pile. And we'll see if we can extract some items. Here we go. Let's see. Here's one. Something Smith and the Redheads. Do we know anything about Something Smith?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Okay. All right, it's on a Philips 78, and it's My Baby Just Cares For Me. It's a bit of a classic song, so I thought we'd give this a spin. I think the song itself goes back to the 20s or 30s, but but the record itself would have to be from the 50s. So this will be one of those probably, well, we'll see. It'll have its own sound of the times. Let's have a listen to Something Smith.
Don't care. My baby don't care. My baby don't care.
My baby don't care for shows.
My baby don't care.
My baby don't care for clothes.
My baby don't care.
My baby just cares for me.
My baby don't care for furs and laces. My baby don't care for high-toned places. My baby don't care.
My baby don't care for rings
My baby don't care.
or other expensive things.
My baby don't care.
She's sensible as can be. My baby don't care who knows it.
My baby don't care.
My baby just cares for me.
baby don't care.
My baby don't care for rings
My baby don't care.
or other expensive things.
My baby don't care.
She's sensible as can be. My baby don't care. Who knows it?
My baby don't care.
My baby just cares for me.
My baby just cares for me.
Something Smith and his redheads. And it's very, very 50s, isn't it, Frank?
Yep, very 50.
Yep. It's the sound of the decade. Something Smith. And the other side is It's a Sin to Tell a Lie. Well, we'll save that one up for another missions. And we'll go through the pile. And we've got a Pacific record here. Johnson Rag, Warren Gibson's Metronome Dance Orchestra, and the Debonaires. Are they Australian?
Don't know.
I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, shall we give it a go?
So Johnson Rag was very early 50s.
Right. Yes. I sort of associate that piece with, was it Jelly Roll Morton? Anyhow, it could be another revamp. But anyhow, we'll have to spin it and find out, I think. Warren Gibson's Metronome Dance Orchestra on the platter, in the groove. This is vk3sl testing.
Johnson Rag, hoy hoy, there goes the latest shag, ho ho, it really isn't a gag, hep hep, there goes the Johnson Rag, jump jump, don't let your left foot drag, jeep jeep, it's like a game of tag, juke juke, it's even good for a stag, jump jump, and do the Johnson Rag.
If you're feeling in the groove, it sends you out of this world. Funny how it makes you move.
I don't want to coax, but don't be a moke. Zig zig, then add a zig zig zag. Zoop zoop, just let your shoulders wag. Zoom zoom, and now it's right in the bag. Get hip and get happy with the Johnson Rag.
And I think I now know where I've heard that before. I think Glenn Miller recorded the Johnson Rag in the late 1930s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds sort of familiar. But here's an upbeat 50s version on the Australian Pacific label. Rather scratched up, but it tells a tale. So, Warren Gibson's Metronome Dance Orchestra. And on the other side, there's One More Time, but usually a soppy side B, so we'll leave those for a soppy missions, maybe. Yeah, okay. On the other table, there is Mr. Ray, Johnny Ray, and his big hit, which is Cry.
Absolutely.
Do you remember this?
Oh, very well.
Yeah.
I think it was 52, 53.
Right. Okay. I always associate Johnny Ray with lots of echo and reverb and larger than life sound and yeah.
All of that, yes.
Do you know what? I think Stan Freberg took the piss out of this recording
Certainly
too.
did big time.
He did a track. I'm going to dial it up while we're playing.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
It's a must play.
Yeah, it's called Try, I think, Stan Freberg.
It's called Try.
That's right. So let's hear the original first on a 78, and then we'll defer to the spoof version.
Backing group is the Four Lads. I don't know whether it's on the...
Yes, it says that on the record. Yes, it's a Columbia 78, the Four Lads, in sync with Mr. Ray. Well, let's get ready for some big echo missions. VK3sl, testing.
If your sweetheart sends a letter of goodbye, it's no secret you feel better if you cry. When waking from a bad dream, don't you sometimes think it's real? But it's only false emotions that you feel. If your heartaches seem to hang around too long, and your blues keep getting bluer with each song, remember sunshine can be found behind a cloudy sky. So let your head down and go on and cry. If your heartaches seem to hang around too long, and your blues keep getting bluer with each song, well now remember sunshine can be found behind a cloudy sky. So let your hair down and go right on, baby, and cry.
Now let's hear Stan Freberg take the piss.
If you're happy and your eyes are always right, don't you know that it's the thing to sob and sigh? Singers do it, crowds do it, can be unhappy if you try. Don't you know nobody laughs it up no more? If your heart ain't broken, you don't know the score. Ooh, wipe off that smile and weep a while, 'cause it's real George to cry. Don't be a snob, you too can sob if you just tell right. Don't you know nobody left it up if your heart is broken, you don't know the score. Wipe off that smile and weep a while, 'cause it's a real George to cry. Don't be a snob, sit down and sob. Come on and try.
It's absolutely amazing what he could do.
Great stuff.
It's just incredible. The way he just, every caricature of that piece was given the treatment there. Every aspect of it, including the vibrato, the pitching, the articulation, the timing, everything.
All right,
The
didn't
echo. He certainly did. Stan Freberg, and I just think it's amazing. I wonder what Mr. Ray thought of that. I wonder if it caused any consternation, because it's really it's pretty, I don't know, pretty direct, to say the
It
least.
doesn't pull any punches, does it?
No, it's,
I think he wouldn't mind. I think would have added to its popularity of his own recording, probably.
I'm sure it did. But it really picks up on every mannerism.
He went on to do more Cry records, didn't he? He followed that up with Little White Cloud That Cries.
Oh, did he? Okay. So, he was apparently very emotional on stage.
Oh, yes.
Yes. As a part of the...
It had a very checkered life, Johnny Ray, I think.
Oh, did he really? Oh, okay.
I think he went to Gaul at one stage.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't know that. Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, we might seek out some more Johnny Ray in this batch. Who knows?
He did some good songs. I mean, not cry songs. But later on, he did some quite good hits.
Okay. Yeah. Did he sort of move on beyond the era? Did he move into the 70s and beyond?
As a club performer, I think he might have.
Yeah. Sure.
Certainly not for the hit charts.
No.
But he had a good song in '56 called "Yes Tonight, Josephine."
Oh, really? Oh, that's a good title. Right.
Something like that.
Okay. Well, very good. We'll have to dial that one up at some point. Well, I've got on the table, I've got another from the same box, and it's the Ink Spots and Ella. And this one, I have a feeling I want to play this the other night. If I did, I do apologise. I forget what I play. I've got no memory. This one's Into Each Life.
Some Rain Must Fall.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. And
It's a lovely song.
yeah, so we'll give this one a go, I think.
You don't hear them until just about the end, as I recall.
Yeah, I think it's them first. I think I did play it, but what the heck.
No, that's fine.
Let's hear it again. And am I in the system?
Just tell me what's on the other side.
Yeah, I can. Oh, why isn't it working? Oh, sorry. I'll have to do it after the track.
Yeah, because you got it on the...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's kicking off now.
Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each heart some tears must fall, but someday the sun will shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their hearts, but when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine.
Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each heart some tears must fall, but someday the sun will shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their hearts, but when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine.
Into each and every life, some rain has got to fall, but too much of that stuff is falling into mine. And into each heart, some tears has got to fall. But I know that someday that sun is bound to shine.
Some folks can lose the blues in their heart,
but when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine.
There's Ella and the Ink Spots.
Terrific.
It's a great record, isn't it? She just brings so much life and viv into any performance.
It's like a ray of sunshine.
Yeah, absolutely, in every sense. Yeah, great to hear Ella in her zenith. She was pretty young, I suppose. When was that? About 1951, 52?
Yeah, but very early 50s, or maybe even 1950.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So she would have been in her 30s, I suppose, at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where to go next. There's so many things here. There's one here.
Would you say what's on the other side?
Oh, yes, of course, I will. I'll just bring it over. Let's have a look. Let's see. I'm Making Believe from the Sweet and Lowdown, Ink Spots.
Probably a bit slow.
I think it might be a slower track, but at some point I'll play that. Maybe I'll save it for a Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really nice record. This one's a bit slow too, I think, but it's quite beautiful. It's 78 of Nat King Cole and his trio, and Makin' Whoopee. And I think this is sort of one
not too slow.
No, and it's true. It's okay, and he's it's just got. I really like the intimacy he creates with his trio. You get that sort of sense of being really in that club atmosphere, and there's something cozy about listening to Nat King Cole. I don't know. Does that make sense? But We'll have a listen to this. Capital 78. Nat King Cole and his trio.
Another bride, another June, another sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making rubies. A lot of shoes, a lot of rice. The groom is nervous, he answers twice. It's really killing that he's so willing to make rubies. Picture a little love nest down where the roses cling. Picture the same sweet love nest. See what a year can bring. He's washing dishes and baby clothes. He's so ambitious, he even sews. But don't forget, folks, that's what you get, folks, for making movies. Washing dishes and baby clothes. He's so ambitious, he even sews. But don't forget, folks, that's what you get, folks, for making whoopee, whoopee, whoopee.
So smooth. Nat King Cole and his trio. And what a track. And he's got so much space in his playing, doesn't he, Frank?
Yeah, it's beautifully spaced out.
Yeah, it is. He's just, I always feel there's a sort of, it's like he's in the room. There's an intimacy about Mr. Cole. Yeah. That's good. What's on the other side? The other side is My Flaming Heart.
It's always very nice, and I feel very relaxed listening to him.
Yeah, he engenders that, doesn't he, in
the
listener? I think so. Yeah, it's good stuff. Now, I was communicating with Mr. W about... Whoa! I just dropped some records. Oops, sorry. I don't think I broke
Any
anything.
break?
No, I don't think so. I think they're okay. I just got to pick them up off the floor before I tread on them. Some Dean Martins. There's a couple of Dean Martins here. Now, I'll run the titles by you. Tell me what you think. Chance of Heart. Memories Are Made of This.
Oh, yeah, that was 1955. That was a big hit.
Was it really? Okay.
Yeah, it's good. And I think the backing group is the Terry Jorgensen, the Easy Riders.
Oh, really? Okay. Sure. It says with orchestra conducted by Dick Stabile, but it could easily involve the others too. Well, that's great. Well, we'll play this.
Listen to the backing group and see what you think.
Yeah,
anyway.
we'll see what the story is. Memories Are Made of This.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed Dean Martin's. He has this beautiful resonance in his voice.
He's got a lovely voice.
He's got a really beautiful voice. And he did a song, If I Could Sing Like Bing.
Yeah, no, If I Could Sing Like Bing.
I'll see if I could dial it up. It's such a great track. And I remember as a kid going to see John Ferguson, the big collector, with the millions of 78s. And he did the 100-ton. He had 100,000 records. He had just a library.
Wow.
And as a spotty teenager, I went over and visited him, and he he impressed me with a whole range of things. But
Oh,
he did,
yeah.
but he put that track on. He put that Dean Martin track, If I Could Sing Like Bing, and he had these big Type 3 speakers, and he had them tuned up so that they or they might have been RCAs. They were really good speaks, and the resonance. I remember feeling it in his.
Well, they're big ones like David.
Yeah, I think they were, and I think that was the case. It's either Type 3s or the RCAs, the XABC speaks. And, that sound has never left me. And I've never heard a 78 sound like it. And I don't think I've ever been able to recapture that. But look, I think what does tend to happen is when you have a formative experience, you tend to idealise it and it becomes sort of larger than life. But it's a psychoacoustic thing. And of course, I was so impressed in that room with the library with just so many 78s, and my jaw was already hitting the ground. So when that record came on, it sort of crystallised things. But let's have a listen then to Memories Are Made of This, Dean Martin. And as you say, 1955, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're ready.
The sweet, sweet memories you gave of me. You can't beat the memories you gave of me.
Take one fresh and tender kiss.
The memories you gave of me.
At one stolen night of bliss.
You can't beat the memories you gave of me.
One girl, one boy, some grief, some joy, memories are made of this. Don't forget a small moonbeam. Fold in lightly with a dream. Your lips and mine, two sips of wine. Memories are made of this. Then at the wedding bells, one house where lovers dwell. 3 little kids for the flavor. Stir carefully through the days, see how the flavor stays. These are the dreams you will savor with his blessings from above. Serve it generously with love. One man, one wife, one love, through life, memories are made of this. Memories are made of this.
Dean Martin, and the backing, it does sound like the Easy Riders, doesn't it?
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I like it. It's that sort of choppy doo-wop accompaniment.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it really, but it's characterful, and I think it's coming back to me. There's another record with that I grew up with, and I think it's a Frankie Lane record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will find it, and while I find it, I'm going to play that recording. If I Could Sing Like Bing, another Dean Martin song, and this is the one that made my hair stay on end when I had hair. So, let's have a listen to If I Could Sing Like Bing.
Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo. If I could sing like Bing, how happy I would be. Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo. If I could sing like Bing, perhaps you'd go for me. Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo. Now everyone agrees that Bing is fun to hear, and if I don't do quite as well, just make believe he's near. If I could sing like Bing, forevermore you'd hear. Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo.
If he could sing like Bing, how happy he would be.
Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo.
If he could sing like Bing, perhaps perhaps she'd go for him.
Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo. Now everyone agrees that Bing is fun to hear, and if I don't do quite as well, just make believe he's near.
If he could sing like Bing, forevermore you hear.
Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo.
Ba-ba-ba-boo.
If I could sing like Bing, how happy I would be. Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo. If I could sing like Bing, perhaps you'd go for me. Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo.
Now everyone agrees that Bing is fun to hear.
And if I don't do quite as well, just make believe he's near.
If he could sing like Bing, forevermore you hear.
Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo. Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo. Ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba-boo.
Dean Martin and a recording made for Capitol. It's from an album called The Capitol Recordings. I'm sure that's the disc I did hear, but it was voiced such that his lower registers just, I don't know, they had some physiological effect on this listener as a kid. Yeah. Now we'll defer to another recording with that sort of doo-woppy, background. And this one does have the Easy Riders on the label. It's Frankie Lane, and it says the Easy Riders. So, yeah, it's on the Coronet 45. So I think it'd be nice to sort of, sample another example of that type of singing. Now, what do I need to do? Well, it's a classic song. I think everyone will know it. It's Life is a Golden Ring. So all we need to do is remember which turntable.
Denise Sigley had a hit with this.
Right. Oh, yes, that's right. With Denise... No, just on his own, didn't he?
On his own.
Yeah, that's right.
It was also recorded by John Laws.
Really? It must have been the song of the times, because I've seen quite a few versions in that era of the song. I did a search on it once, and I noticed that a few people sing it, but I wasn't aware that Lawsy recorded it as well.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. Well, this is Frankie Lane's version. Let's have a listen. vk3sl testing.
Oh, yeah.
Your love and mine, dear, it will shine, dear, just like the golden ring on your finger.
Love isn't just for tonight, or two arms that hold me so tight. Love is a song that you must learn to sing. Love is a golden ring. Love's not a summer romance, or the kiss that follows the dance. Love is forever a very lasting thing. Love is a golden ring. The wedding in the church, the happiness and tears, the little ring you'll wear will last through all the years. And in our golden days we'll find eternal spring with love and the golden ring. So please, won't you wear it for me with faith and sweet charity? And for lonely lovers lost, this message we will bring. Love is a golden ring. Love Love is a golden ring. Love.
Frankie Lane and the Easy Riders. On a
And
coronet.
just like memories are made of this, just the guitar backing.
Right. Okay.
All there was.
Yeah. It's really simple and effective, and there's something nice about playing 45s. I like playing 45s.
I've got a few 45s.
Oh, good on you. Yeah, they're sort of fun to play. They're sort of a bit easier than 78s. Yeah. But I like the look of a 45 on a big buyer. 16-inch buyer table with a little 45 in the middle. There's a certain sort of, I don't know, look. So anyhow, look. Also, Frankie Lane. I've got a soft spot for Frankie Lane. I think he's. I really like his voice. Yeah, I think a lot of the time it's very commercial and it's not that sort of appealing. But he's got some. Look, there are quite a few recordings of him. Singing jazz standards.
I
think he does really well. Now, I think there's one in this batch. There's a few Frankie Lanes. I've got another one queued up now. This is another one that I remember having as a kid. Hummingbird. You might remember that.
Hummingbird.
Yeah, that's right. So yes, with classic ambience. Dial-up ambience, and this is on a Philips. So
Mary Ford recorded this too.
Oh, really? Mary Ford.
Where's Paul?
Okay. Oh, yeah. There's a segue. Oh, where to go? We could just keep running the tangents. Well, listen to this first, and then I'd like to hear them do it. Been reading quite a bit about Les Paul, but that's anyhow, one step at a time. Let's have a listen to Hummingbird. It's Frankie Lane, and the rest of it sings for itself. It's very scratched. I'm sorry.
Hummingbird, hummingbird should be your name. Too restless to settle, too wild to tame. Too restless to settle, too wild to tame. Hummingbird, hummingbird should be your name. Hummingbird, hummingbird winging along. No tender young blossom can hold you for long. No tender young blossom can hold you for long. Hummingbird, hummingbird winging along. I'd rather be lonely, I'd rather be blue. Yes, I'd rather spend my whole life without you than feather a nest to be shattered apart by the hum of your hummingbird heart. Hummingbird, hummingbird feathered so fine. If I clipped your wings, it would not make you mine. If I clipped your wings, it would not make you mine. Hummingbird, hummingbird feathered so fine. Hummingbird, hummingbird fly right on by. Some folks like to gamble, but darling, not I. Some folks like to gamble, but darling, not I. Hummingbird, hummingbird fly right on by. I'd rather be lonely, I'd rather be blue. Yes, I'd rather spend my whole life without you than feather a nest to be shattered apart by the hum of your hummingbird heart. By the hum of your hummingbird heart.
I wonder if that was a mellotron accompanying them on that record.
Could be.
Could well be within the harpsichord setting. Yeah, Frankie Lane. And, that's, it is what it is. It's not particularly particularly great. It's not as great as I remember it, hearing it as a kid. I've got a version in my folks' garage that I used to play on the radiogram. And, so there we have it.
I like the Les Paul version better.
That's here. It's lined up, ready to go.
Oh, well done.
So, we're ready. We're going to hear this in its full glory now. Les Paul and Mary Ford, the same track. Let's take 2.
Hummingbird, hummingbird should be your name. Hummingbird should be your name. Too restless to settle, too wild to tame. Restless, too wild to tame. Too restless to settle, too wild to tame. Hummingbird, hummingbird should be your name. Hummingbird, hummingbird winging along. Hummingbird winging along. No tender young blossom can hold you for long. Blossom can hold you for long. No tender young blossom can hold you for long. Hummingbird, hummingbird winging along. You'd hug me and kiss me like others I've known. You'd promise to love me and call me your own. And then all my dreams would be shattered apart by the hum of your hummingbird heart. Hummingbird, hummingbird feathered so fine. Hummingbird feathered so fine. If I clipped your wings, it would not make you mine. No, it would not make you mine. If I clipped your wings, it would not make you mine. Hummingbird, hummingbird feathered so fine. Hummingbird, hummingbird fly right on by. Some folks like to gamble, but darling, not I. Some folks like to gamble, but darling, not I. Hummingbird, hummingbird fly right on by. I'd rather be lonely, I'd rather be blue. Yes, I'd rather spend my whole life without you than feather a nest to be shattered apart by the hum of your hummingbird heart. By the hum of your hummingbird heart. Hummingbird heart.
Les Paul and Mary Ford. Their take on humming. It's fantastic. What's he doing?
No.
What's he doing? It's fantastic.
He's got to be double speeding. I
think
don't know.
he has to be. It's unnaturally fast, but it's effective, and it sort of adds an ethereal quality to that recording. I think it sort of lifts it.
Several things, I think.
It's so much in all of those Les Paul, Mary Ford recordings. Everyone I've listened to. I'm sort of slowly building up my awareness of their catalogue, and I'd like to feature them comprehensively at some point.
I was fascinated as a kid. No wonder I bought all their records.
Yeah, well, let's both sort of keep up with the project, and we'll see if we can put something comprehensive together for a Friday session.
Sounds good. At one stage I had 9 78s of Les Paul.
Oh, did you really? Oh my goodness!
As a young kid.
You don't still have them somewhere? No. You don't still have your records? Oh, I've lost you there.
Sorry.
No, you don't still have the 78s? Ah, okay. We've lost you there. Not to worry.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. It sounds like something's happening there. Not quite getting the full return. Never the mind. Well, while we sort that out, we have another 78, and it's another one of Mr. Lane, and this is one of his jazz records, and I do quite like him singing this style of music rather than the popular hits, although he's okay in the popular hits, but he was a great jazz singer as well. So here is Frankie Lane.
Sorry, I'm having an issue here.
Yeah, it sounds like you are. Yeah. Okay. Well, do you want to just shut down and for a minute and just cool things down and then come back and see if that works for you? Maybe.
Reset and come back.
Yeah, I reckon. Just do that. Take your time. There's no hurry, and we'll put this on in the interim, and what we might do after that. I've got a couple of other things potentially lined up. So, Frank,
Look, I think it might be okay now.
Oh, okay. Rightio. You sorted?
I think.
It's clipping a bit. What sort of?
Yeah, hold on. I just finished.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay.
Oh, right. Sounds like you're okay now.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So, Frankie Lane in his jazz idiom and this recording of Georgia on My Mind. It's on a Mercury 78. So, I think we'll give this one a go.
Georgia, oh Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia's on my mind, Georgia. Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile so tenderly, but in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. Georgia, oh Georgia, no peace can I find for an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile so tenderly, but in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you, only you, Georgia. Sweet Georgia, no peace can I find for an old sweet song keeps lovely Georgia on my mind.
A great song.
Yeah, such a great song, Frankie Lane, and yeah, I think he does a creditable job with that. It's not his natural medium, but yeah, he certainly showed some diversity. Singing.
Oh, yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah, I thought so. So anyhow, there's a few Frankie Lanes in this batch, and we've sampled a couple this evening, and I thought it might be fun to reference one of the tracks we played last night. This one of Petula Clark, The Little Shoemaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do like this song, and I was listening to it with my daughters today, and I've got the 78 here, and I would play the 78 if I could, because this 78 is the record that I grew up with, and it was my grandfather's, and I took it out last night and it broke it in half. So, yeah, wasn't to be. So it's easy to dial these things up, of course, because they're all on the tube. But let's go back to 1954, Petula Clark and The Little Shoemaker.
In the shoemaker's shop, this refrain would never stop as he tapped away, working all the day. At his bench there was he, just as busy as a bee, little time to lose with the boots and shoes. But his heart went pop inside the little shop when a lovely girl set him all a whirl. She had come to choose some pretty dancing shoes, and he heard her say in a charming way, I want some shoes to set my feet a dancing, 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 dancing all the day. Shoes to set my feet a dancing, dancing, dancing all my cares away. Then he tapped and he stitched, for his fingers were bewitched, and he sewed a dream into every seam, making shoes oh so neat, just like magic on her feet. And he hoped she'd know that he loved her so. But she danced, danced, danced as though she were entranced, like a spinning top all around the shop. On her dainty feet she whirled into the street, and he heard her say as she danced away, shoes to set my feet a dancing, 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 dancing all the day. Shoes to set my feet a dancing, dancing, dancing all my cares away. I want some shoes to set my feet a dancing, 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 dancing all the day. Shoes to set my feet a dancing, dancing, dancing all my cares away. Shoes to set my feet a dancing, dancing, dancing all my cares away. Dancing all my cares away.
That's Petula Clark, a teenage Petula Clark in the early 1950s, and the little shoemaker. And Frank, last night you mentioned the Gaylords did a version of this as well. So I've dialed that one up, and it'd be nice to play them in sharp relief.
See what you think. I think it's a very nice version.
Yeah, great. Look forward to it. So it's here. So let's have a listen to the Gaylords. vk3sl test missions on 160 and on UHF and streaming online.
Tap, tap, stitch and tap, making a pair of shoes. Le scarpine per ballare, ballare, balleremo tutto il dì. Le scarpine per ballare, ballare, balleremo ancora così. In the shoemaker's shop, this refrain would never stop as he tapped away, working all the day. At his bench there was he, just as busy as a bee, little time to lose with the boots and shoes. But his heart went pop inside the little shop with a lovely girl, set him all a whirl. She had come to choose some pretty dancing shoes, and he heard her say in a charming way, shoes to set my feet a dancing, 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 dancing all the day. Shoes to set my feet a dancing, dancing, dancing all my cares away. Then he tapped and he stitched, for his fingers were bewitched, and he sewed a dream into every seam, making shoes oh so neat, just like magic on her feet. And he hoped she'd know that he loved her so. But she danced, danced, danced as though she were entranced, like a spinning top all around the shop. On her dainty feet she whirled into the street, and he heard her say as she danced away, le scarpine per ballare, ballare, balleremo tutto il dì. Le scarpine per ballare, ballare, balleremo ancora così. Shoes to set my feet a dancing, dancing, dancing all my cares away, all my cares away.
Very good. The Gaylords and the Little Shoemaker.
I think it might originally have been an Italian song.
Okay, that's interesting.
They started in Italian.
Yeah, they did. They did. So maybe it's sort of an Italian folk song or something.
Something anyway. Maybe
Sure.
an Italian hit, you know.
Yeah.
They've
And they sort of
anglicised.
Yeah, and they revamped it and brought it to the fore.
Volare.
Oh yes, that's right. That's a big one, isn't it? Big tune. Yay, great. Well, I tell you, it's getting close to that time where we have to do the proverbial gear change. So I've got an episode of the Twilight Zone loaded up.
Oh, excellent.
So we'll give this a sample, I think. We'll see how it goes.
Gotta go to eat, but I'll put the recorder on.
Okay, so it's an episode called The Whole Truth. So we'll see how... And look, people might want to give me some feedback if they think this is a suitable series to proceed with.
Okay.
I'll probably will do what I have been doing and suspend the stream because I think that these serials don't necessarily work that well on a... with the copyright bots. But so I probably will just suspend it. So if you're listening on the stream, by all means go to the other streaming service, which can be found on the on my QRT. What was it called? You know the page, blog page. Go to my vk3sl.blogspot.com and you'll find links to the secondary stream QRZ page. That's what I was thinking, because there's also a link there as well. But we'll have a listen to The Twilight Zone. This episode, I think, came out in 1961. So thank you, Frank, and thank you, Frank OP, for chiming in early. You're very welcome to hang around, and I'm very happy to talk any subject. We have music, but we also have topics, so we can find a happy medium.
Thank you. I've just been fiddling here in the shack, tuning a 6-metre monoband box the same as these, and getting that back aligned and back in the system.
Oh, good for you. Oh, excellent. You have to give us a report when you do some tests and things. That sounds great. Most excellent. Alrighty. So tomorrow, I think we'll give Mr. Newbeck a chime and see if he's around.
Very good.
And we'll now finish up with our Twilight Zone episode. So folks, if you're listening on the stream, I'll say cheers